Well, welcome back, my friends, to another rousing rendition of Choir Boys Cutlery Outdoors, the Tops Knives Team Jackal Survivor rendition, if you will. Hey, before we get started, like always, there was a time in this country where 22 veterans a day took their own lives. That number is decreasing. Stats are showing it, but anything above zero is unacceptable. Vets, we love you. You have a place here. Back blue over here. Most misunderstood thing I say. How do you do that, Scab? Well, I try not to break the damn law, slip up here and there, but you know what I'm saying. Finally, if you are an addict, never quit quitting. So, today, we're doing a Tops Knives. I love Tops Knives. Everybody knows that. Let me give y'all some specs right here. It's $10.95. Of course, nobody does $10.95 better, in my opinion, than Tops. The Rockwell's 56 to 58. The overall length is 9.75 inches. The blade length is 5 inches. The cutting edge is 4.63 inches. The blade thickness is 0.190. Now, the handle is black G10 with that Rocky Mountain tread, which I really, really like. And the knife weighs 8.9 ounces. It comes with a Kydex sheath that you can see on my belt there. And y'all can see right here, guys, this is a demonstration that I do a lot. Let me get my caveats out of the way up front. I am a novice at best. We all know that. We see that. Hopefully what we see in these videos is me progressing gradually every day. I can tell you what we're not seeing is me getting cleaner by the day. It's hot as hell today, fellas, but just bear with me on that. Now, that being said, we will do a review here and there, but what we like to call these are demonstrations. Basically, the deal is this. I pick up the knife, put it to work, and give you my opinion and my thought on it. A review is something if I carry it for a while and then give you a long-term type deal. We don't do that a lot. We do a lot of knife demonstrations. This is a knife that I acquired from Kirk, my brother from another mother, in a couple trades, and I love this damn knife. Now, it is reminiscent of the Pumbaa that Jed Hornbeak made me. Similar style, and I love it. I love this knife. I love the Rocky Mountain tread, and it's a workhorse, man. Now, if y'all notice on the tire, when we cut the tire, it actually cut the tire, but I stabbed it 4 or 5 times. Got great penetration, and the thing that I want y'all to do and pay attention to in this video is how many different mediums we cut. Now, let me say this again, and it's just one of my things. When I go to demonstrate a knife, I don't do any research on it. I really don't. I might look up the specs afterwards, but I don't delve into it before I do anything with the knife because I want to formulate my own opinion and see if I'm close to what the designer had in mind. Now we're doing the Donnie B All-day drop test, the Donnie B All-day throw it at the stump test. We do that to check the balance. We do that for a little pressure on the tip, but we also do it to check the handle scales. Do they shake loose? Now, let me say a couple things about this knife aesthetically that I really, really like. The Ergos are great, but I love a good choil. It's got a great choil. It's got a ramp with some jimping. And I was asked this week, how do I feel about jimping on the back of a knife? Well, this is what I said and this is what I mean. If it's done well, I love it, okay? It provides me a little bit more control. I like the feel. The jimping on this knife is done exceptionally well, in my opinion, okay? Right here, what we're doing is just cutting our zip ties. It's a test or demonstration we'll do every damn video. Now, I'm going to call them tests. They're not tests. Nothing scientific, none of that shit. I just find stuff and cut it. But for terminology's sake, we'll just call them tests. This is a 12-gauge wire. And guys, a lot of times, and I've addressed this before, I do try to do the same thing each video. That way you can compare knives a little easier. And it's hard. I know it's hard because there's different blade shapes, different blade sizes, different lengths, different thicknesses, different handles. I get it. But if I can give you a good look and you watch one perform against the other, you can kind of tell what's what. Now, Tops, again, probably in my top 4 or 5 knife companies. I love them. They are American made. I about cut myself there. And that's another thing, guys. I'm coming in close to 1,000 videos. One of the reasons that I say I'm a novice at best, and hopefully next year this time I'll move up to a novice, is for shit like that. And the thing is this, guys. There are times in these videos where I have brain farts. I cut myself probably every week. Okay? I just do. You work all day, you come out, and it's not an excuse. Why do I say that? Because it's a reminder that we should always pay attention. Always. And I fail there. So I'm not being hypocritical. I have to remind myself of that from time to time. Always be aware. It's hot right now. It's hot as hell right now. It's 102 in the shade. You're going to sweat. Knife's going to slip. And that brings me to this handle, the G10 with the Rocky Mountain tread. For Florida, I love it. Now, it's carbon steel, so I'm going to use my blade paste, my Eagles Tears that I love to take care of my knives. I've got probably 10 to 12 Tops knives. The thing that I love about Tops is this. You can take it out of the box and it's ready to go. I can only speak about the knives in my hand. Now, right here, we're doing the John Peters stab test. This is where we stab the sidewall of a tire and basically stack it up. This is a hell of a stabber. And let me say this. When I picked up this knife this morning and started doing demonstrations, started kind of messing around with it, the first thing that I thought of was kind of a military combat utility knife. I've never been in the military, and we all know what I'm going to say here. I've been stabbed, but that doesn't mean I know what combat is. But that was my first thought. This feels like a combat utility knife. It feels like a do-everything knife. It feels like you could go camping with it, fishing with it, hunting with it. Now, right here, we're going to work on that 2-inch ratchet strap, okay? We are going to cut some different pieces on it. And again, one of the things that I love about Tops is their edge retention. 1095. It's easy to sharpen in the field, holds an edge pretty good. And remember, guys, when I'm doing these, I probably put 3, 4, 5 hours a week. Well, not a week, per video, and then I just kind of dress it down. I take the better parts, and I'll leave a screw up in there, but I try to show y'all as much as I can of different things. If it's chopping, we baton a ton, and I'm going to tell y'all something. That's stupid right there. I want y'all to pay attention, because I about had a bad accident. Y'all can see where that stick's at, but again, we can cover that with a novice at best. Now, that is my oak stick that I cut down the other day with my Silent Hero, as a matter of fact, I believe. Now, right here, we're just going to do some batoning. What I tried to do is baton all kinds of different woods in this video. We'll do some batoning, we'll do some slicing. We'll do some batoning, we'll do some slicing. I did a little bit of chopping as well, and I'm going to be honest with you. For a 5-inch blade, this thing's not a bad little chopper. If you were stuck somewhere, you camping, you out, and everybody knows the survival situation everybody loves to talk about, but this is a knife that I truly believe if you had it on you, you're okay. All right? You could make you a little shelter with this knife. You could make you some traps with this knife. You could defend yourself, yes, for the love of God. I know I'm going to get that. Yes, is it good for self-defense? Yep. Unless you're a moron, it is. But no, this is a good knife, and to me, I love the Molly compatible sheath, but here's the deal. If you see the sheath riding on my belt, it rides a little high. That's what I like. I've got those damn T-Rex arms. I've got the world's shortest arms on the world's longest torso. I've told y'all, I'm built like the world's tallest dwarf, son. But for me, I like that sheath riding a little high. It's very comfortable. And again, right here, what you're seeing right here is just a bunch of hardwood, a lot of batoning, a lot of cutting, and at the end, we're going to go right back in and slice another piece of paper to see how our edge held up. I can tell you this is a knife that's easy to carry, it's comfortable to carry, it's got one of the more comfortable handles. That Rocky Mountain tread, I've heard a lot about it, but I'm going to tell you, I like it. It felt comfortable in every grip. The John Peters stab test. what we do there is when we're stabbing the sidewall of that tire, we just do about an 8 to 10 inch punch. We don't go crazy with it. We just do a quick, hard punch. But there were no hot spots. The handle scale stayed on. And the other thing that I love about these handle scales, they've got just basic Phillips head screws. Very, very easy to maintain in the field. Those Phillips heads, you can pop them right out, clean the knife, pop them right back in. That's a great feature. It has a sharpening choil that also looks like a bottle opener type deal, can opener type deal, something like that. But I do also like a little sharpening choil. This knife, to me, is a perfect little kick around the woods knife. Put it on your belt. It'll cover just about any task you need. If you're going in the woods, I never take one blade, but I can tell you this. If you got this blade on you, and I really mean this, you're going to be fine. I think it's a knife that you could change the edge bevel on, and you could do whatever you wanted to do. For me, I like this. I heard Leo say one time a lot of their blades are the 25-degree edge bevel. He didn't say every one. He said a lot. I'm thinking that's what this is. But it came out of the box razor sharp, son. Y'all can tell by the cut in the paper. I don't cut my own hair because that's a finite resource. But it cuts the paper good. And right here, we're just cutting everything we can. All right? That's what I've been trying to do in these videos. Cut the walking around out, cut the bullshit out. Just cut, slice, and do all that. Awesome damn knife. This is moving into my tops, upper echelon. Really like this knife a lot. Let's do a couple shout outs real quick, guys. Got about a minute left, a little more. Donnie B All-day is marching to 10,000. Go over there and subscribe. My brother from another mother, Joe, Steel Forged and Fire, sword and knife. Right now, Joe's working a ton, but go over there and subscribe to him. My two special ones, Karl Ruedger, who's very close to 1,000, and Husyan, who's marching there. Let's get them to 1,000. My guy BC Gerbs, let's get them to 300. I want to say again, guys, it's been amazing 2 years on YouTube. We are going to 10,000. So here's the deal. If you like the content, do me a favor. Hit subscribe, hit like. Let's do the things. Let's get to 10,000. Final thoughts right here. The knife cut the paper. Now, it's a little rough, yeah. But again, guys, we put 4 or 5 hours of cutting in. We stabbed a tire 5 to 10 times. Stabbed side of tires. Put this knife through a bunch of tests that come out tops. Great job, guys. I'm Scab. You're not. Home run. I'm gone.